she didn't. What did she just say?
Club, bottle full of bub. That's because you made a mess and it cannot be undone. I'm into making friends, I am into making love. You can take.
I love Norway. Norway is really beautiful.
Have you been there?
Once before, I did a show there. It was a festival.
Yeah.
I did like a couple. I did Norway and I did Denmark in the same weekend. Well, I did Copenhagen the same weekend.
Yeah.
I don't remember where I went in Norway.
It sounds like you weren't in Oslo when you call it beautiful. And
I have been to Oslo. So I've been to Oslo outside of music, just on a trip.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't Oslo where I did. I think Norway's lovely. I actually just love Scandinavia, to be honest.
Yeah. And it's so funny because what you said before we started the interview, we were supposed to do this on Zoom.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that we didn't.
I know.
It really, really worked out.
I just feel like that would have been awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is though. Like
interviews
in itself is blind dating.
Yeah.
Like me and you know that we're going to supposed to meet each other this time.
And have
we're
a
going to
chat.
have a conversation.
Yeah.
We're going to have chemistry. It's
Yeah.
going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful
Yeah.
sometimes. And it's I have to say it's easier with females
Yeah.
because it's not that toxic masculinity in terms of who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
And I'm white and I got a mustache and on top of that. So like when it's some Brooklyn rapper on Zoom, it's hell. I have to like plan. So I gotta be knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So I gotta drop like a crazy fun fact in the start to just reel him in.
Yeah.
And have some references. Oh, he knows hip hop,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
though
yeah.
he looks like that. And then I gotta work him in from there.
I get that. Yeah, no, I mean, not to generalize, but I definitely think girls just kind of like, particularly me, especially British girls, we're just ready for a conversation at all times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got a good one.
And that's funny though, because like most Norwegian guys are introverts.
Really?
It's so funny to see like
That's
Norwegian
interesting.
guys meeting British girls and be like, yo, just shutting down.
I get that though. Yeah. I didn't know that. Are they really?
Yeah, like when COVID hit, people were joking about that you had the distance and you couldn't sit next to people.
Yeah.
And we were like,
It's great.
there's no difference. Now
funny.
there's a reason for the system that we already have in place.
Yeah. That's funny.
And I also think, because obviously I've been watching a lot of your interviews for this interview.
Yeah.
And you strike me, and now you've proven it, you strike me like such a likable person.
Oh, that's good.
And it also feels like that adds to your success. It's really good music. You're a likable person and you understand media and social media.
Yeah.
And that's like the ultimate package.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's important. I mean, I think like as an artist, like you're always trying to kind of, you're trying to build something and you're trying to make people understand who you are. Some people don't want to share that much. Some people want to share everything. I'm definitely a bit of an oversharer, which I think so I think that makes like doing interviews and chatting to people on stage really easy for me. But that's just because I'm kind of willing to be open.
Yeah.
Like I don't really get scared by questions, to be honest. If I ever couldn't answer something because I didn't feel like I had the knowledge to answer it, then I would say that. But like, I feel like being likable is the easiest thing that you can do.
Yeah,
I think
but even though it's hard for a lot of people though.
Yeah. But being a prick is it takes so much more energy.
Yeah.
My boyfriend, when we're arguing, when I'm starting an argument, he always says to me
Sounds
like...
familiar.
Yeah. He always says to me like, babe, like... And he's really calm, so he's like, babe, like, it takes so much energy to be the way you're being.
Yeah.
And then I go... Shit, yeah, it does.
But the same goes for caring what other people think.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all energy.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But thank you for calling me likable, because that's a nice compliment.
Even though I have one beef with you, though.
What?
You hating on guys with receiving hairlines. That's the only beef that we got.
The thing is,
I was like, I'm canceling this interview.
Was that interview that I did in the States?
Cruise show.
Oh my God, that was hilarious, because when I got asked that and then when I said it, I was like, oh no, because a lot of my guy friends, but like a lot of my...
And that's like the below belt.
I know. But you know what? It's like, it's a... what's it called? It's what's the word? Preference.
Yeah.
You know?
One thing that I wanted to talk with you about is you got signed at the age of 13.
Yeah.
Which is way too young to get signed. So I was wondering, like, what was your mind state then? And and what would happen if you blew up then?
Well, so there's a few answers in there. I think, like, first of all, getting signed young definitely is strange. Like, it's a really strange experience. I think mainly because I think when you're kids, everybody's quite naive, right? So I was definitely naive to the situation that I was going into, but because I had such supportive and brilliant parents, I actually felt quite safe. Like, my mum and dad they were always with me. My mum was my chaperone, basically, so she would take me to everything. And then my dad was managing me. So I kind of, like, yes, I'd signed, but it didn't really feel like anything changed because I was still dealing with my mum and dad. What I will say is that I don't know how I felt. I think a part of me wanted to be really excited, but I didn't tell anyone in school because I didn't know how to, I don't think anybody knew what it was or, like, what it meant. I'm from a really small town as well, so people don't just show up in high school and go, hey, I got signed to a record label today. So it was crazy, but, like, weirdly, I don't know if I could have gotten to the place that I got to now without kind of going through that process. Because what it meant was by the time that I got to 18, 19, and I was, like, really releasing, that was when I put out my, like, first kind of big single, Sober. By the time that I got to there, I'd been in all the rooms. I'd chatted to all the big bosses. You know, I'd been right in the lion's mouth. I really was starting to know myself, and I knew the industry and I knew how it worked. I knew what publishing meant. I knew what splits meant. I knew what my lawyer does. I know what my accountant does. Like, all of that stuff, I'd kind of understood. So, if anything, I felt like by the time that I was, 18, 19, I was in a great spot because even though my career hadn't taken off yet, logistically, and I suppose from a business side of things, I understood the industry. So I wasn't flying blind. But
that's what stresses me about when people get signed young.
Yeah,
because they don't have what you're talking about now having later on.
Yes, right. And that happens as well because you blow up too young. If I'd have blown up at 13, I'd probably be a bitch by now. You probably wouldn't be saying that I'm likable, So I think, like, I'm extremely happy that my career started to move when I got older, because I don't think I'd have been able to handle it as a kid. I don't think I'd have been a diva.
Won't.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, how do you understand that? How do you understand, thousands of people screaming your name? Even when that started happening to me, I didn't understand it. Still to this day, like.
But how do you handle like feedback from the internet, comments and stuff like that?
It doesn't happen to me.
Okay.
It just doesn't. I don't know what it is. Like, I really sympathise and empathise with people who receive a lot of hate online. People don't really do that to me. Like, if the thing is,
you're likable though.
Yeah, thank you. The thing is, I think, like, if somebody was to ever comment on, like, me physically or, like, the way I look, those comments have never really gotten to me. And I've had a few of those, but.
And that's worse for females.
Yeah. But
actually,
for some reason,
we've been talking about that back home, because when we put out guys, it's like, obviously, it's a lot of hate across the board. That's how the internet works. But it's like, oh, you're whack or this and that. But then when it comes to girls, they add you're whack and fat.
Yeah.
Or
they do.
You're ugly.
They do.
And suddenly there's like add-ons.
Well, it's a whole other world. Yeah. And the thing about, I don't know why, but when I was in school, so truthfully, when I was in school, I was an ugly duckling anyway. I was like one of the only black kids. I was the only girl that had an afro. I had this mole above my lip that now I love, but when I was in school, everybody took the piss out of it. And I didn't know how to do makeup. I didn't know how to, like, be like the other girls. So I already kind of came into life being a little bit odd, and, like, boys calling me fat and, like, and laughing at my body. And so part of me feels like when I got older and people were commenting things like that about my physicality or messaging me, I was kind of going, I've heard it all before. Everything you're saying.
But it's funny because that's often what we say about boys. Because when I read things on the internet, I'll be like, my friends are way worse than this.
Way worse, yeah.
Like I get it so much worse from them, so I can handle it.
Yeah.
But I see with my girlfriend or other, they not used to people saying.
But my girlfriends are like boys. The way that we all shout at each other and talk to each other. And, you know, if you know Leicester, where I grew up, it's very kind of where I grew up, the part of it where I grew up was really kind of rough and ready. Like, everybody took the piss out of everyone and everybody was kind of always laughing and joking about each other. So I think I have tough skin in that sense. The only time that I get offended is when somebody says I can't sing. That's when I get upset. Because now you're attacking my creativity and my dream, the thing that I really care about.
But this is the perfect segue, because that is what I wanted to talk about. Because what I see is like when I meet people that's a fan of yours, you're like, finally somebody can sing. Yeah, but you understand.
Really?
And I've been missing somebody that actually can sing and embodies like this. Like good music. Because right now, like, and I'm gonna be honest, when we just posted a clip on our Instagram about this, like in the industry today, when you talk to other people in the industry, they don't talk about music anymore. They talk about numbers or socials, and you don't even you can have an entire meeting about an artist, and nobody in the room said, she's a great singer, he's a great rapper, that's a great song. True. But with you, I feel like the conversations go over to that quickly. And we're a whole group from Norway in London this week. And everyone in the group that knows you, like, oh, you're meeting her? Oh, she's so dope. And that's, it stands out to me.
I love that. No, I think it depends what your thing is as an artist, right? Like, it depends what you care about. Like, some people care about the creative, some people care about the visual, some people care about the music or the vocal or the lyric. And for me, it was like, I think I got lost for a little bit, like over the past couple of years. I kind of started to care more about numbers and more about what I thought people wanted to hear from me and caring about the visual. And then this year, I've had a couple of releases come out already, a song called Letter to Your Ex and a song called Whatever Simon Says. And already I'm like noticing in myself, I'm just trying to strip it back and show people I can sing. I can't sing like some of the greats. I've never said that I can. I definitely can't do all the tricks and all the trills and stuff, and I'm not going to pretend that I can do any of that. But
you can score a lot of goals in football without knowing all the tricks. Exactly.
And I think, like, one thing I also think about women is that I think we're super afraid to say when we're brilliant at something. You
are brilliant.
Yeah, and I'm finally able to say, I'm really good at that. Yeah. So for me, it's more like, I think, kind of mixing in this question with the last, the reason why I don't really get offended is because, but I know that I'm good at that. If you don't like it, that's fine. That's the reason, that's, art is subjective at all times. But I know that I'm good at it. And that's really nice of you to say. So thank you. I'll be constructive. So I can talk about everything musically, visually, everything.
Yeah.
I'm scared now. Okay. You make me nervous.
Avantgarde, mami send me en harmonie. À la start, regarde crâne sur fantasy. Be alone, suddenly my medic. Damn me baby, oh. Me baby a lot of love. Me baby a lot of love. Me baby a lot of love. Damn me baby, oh. Me baby a lot of love. Me baby a lot of love. Me baby a lot of love. Damn me
I'm not sure. I'm gonna go the whole 2 minute, 46 seconds. Visually, what's going on is quite exciting. Like the dancers and what they're wearing and the traditional makeup is really quite nice to look at. I don't love the way that I'm finding boys using auto-tune nowadays. I feel like auto-tune is a really sick tool, right? And and I use it. It's a really great way to kind of, like scale around a song. But sometimes when it's this heavy, I personally find it quite hard to listen to. I like his Prada jacket.
Fødslet som det popbiler Fagnet dig og problemer Min baby hun gør mig da-da-da-det Har min champagne og jeg popper bare den Hop ind i bilen og vi Maserati Hop ind i bilen og det andre der le Oh baby du er min woman Har ikke brug for nogen Dig og mig det formlen Avantgarde Mami søg min harmoni Er der start Rykker grænser fantasi
I wish I knew what he was saying.
Vi er lov
You know what he's saying? The dances are brilliant. She's great, that girl. I think I need some context. What I want to know is how his world kind of comes into this world. I kind of want to know what I want to know about him, like what his influences are, who he listened to growing up, what he likes. Because this to me feels chaotic and it feels confusing. But that also might be because I don't know him as an artist. I'm really enjoying the dances. It feels confused as a visual. He's doing some really cool stuff. Like there's some like moments that he's doing with like the pa 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 pa, and all those moments are really fun to listen to, especially because I don't understand the language. But I'm kind of looking at something that it's colourful and there's lights and there's these brilliant outfits, and then he's kind of there in trainers and like black trousers and a Prada jacket, and it feels confused to me. So I'm going to stop that one there. I'm excited. She's very cute.
Jeg kaller han Bluetooth, toppen av Handsfree. Han bruker spytt for den neggeren er nasty. Han vil oppe til en baby i meg, men han er eneste så kaller han Terry. Get up booty, I'm from the ends. Kjører han som en brand new Benz. Han sa I drive him crazy.
Did she say get up booty, I'm from the ends?
Han bruker spytt for den neggeren er nasty. Han vil oppe til en baby i meg, men han er eneste så kaller han Terry. Get up booty, I'm from the ends. Kjører han som en brand new Benz. Han sa I drive him crazy, but baby han no license. Fitta er båten er rainy. Sipper på henne jeg wavy. Matcher de jo med min Fendi. Ja, kjører en toser en penny.
No, I love her. She's a vibe. She's like, again, fuck, I wish I knew what she was saying. But her little break into English there was very cool. I love her. I tend not to, I don't listen to that much rap anyway. But she's fun, and she's got a kind face, which I like. She's kind of doing the like bad bitch thing, but she looks like I could have a nice chat with her, you know. Also, this yellow car is a vibe.
I've never been friendly. I do not fuck them to pay me. Jeg får gonsa til å patrullere din blokk. Sende t-shirts til en opp. Ser en pass til deg som en mopp. Jeg vet folk vil teste grenser, men jeg garanterer en flopp. I got bitches som kan bust brains, men jeg snakker ikke om slopp.
No, she didn't! What did she just say?
I got bitches som kan bust brains, men jeg snakker ikke om slopp. Grenser, men jeg garanterer en flopp. I got bitches som kan bust brains, men jeg snakker ikke om slopp.
Hard.
Jeg sa baby, what it do? Har noen flasker 42 og noen badass bitches too. Eneste gangen du kan snakke til meg er på intervju. Jeg vet dette skal få hate, men jeg garanterer view. Jeg Jeg kaller han Bluetooth, toppen av Handsfree. Han bruker spytt for den niggeren er nasty. Han vil putte en baby i meg, men han er eneste, så kaller han Terry. Get up booty, I'm from the ends. Kjører han som en brand new Benz. Han sa I drive him crazy, but baby han no license. Gå stupid, gå crazy. Han vil spise, den er tasty. Han savner meg lately.
I really like this.
Curver, han så Katie. Chocolate brown, I bust it down, ropa heavy.
Chocolate brown.
Få meg til buzz som en konfetti. Listen, little bitch, gjør et triks.
There's so many booties, I don't know what to do.
I didn't mix, all this booty and a lot of tits. All I pay,
And a lot of
all her
tits.
body.
She's a vibe.
I didn't mix, all this booty and a lot of tits. All I pay, all her body, all I hot. Call det wasabi, om det er motivert, ta med en army, fuck up the party. Yes, baby, what it do? Har noen flasker 42 og noen badass bitches too. Gangen du kan snakke til meg på intervju. Jeg vet dette skal få hate, men jeg garanterer views. Jeg kaller han Bluetooth, toppen av Handsfree. Han bruker spytt for den niggeren er nasty. Han vil putte en baby.
All these girls, man. I wish I could shake my ass like that.
From the ends, kjører han som en brand new Benz. Han sa I drive him crazy, but baby I'm not like that. Jeg kaller han Bluetooth, toppen av Handsfree. Han bruker spytt for den niggeren er nasty. Han vil putte en baby i meg, men han er eneste, så kaller han Terry. Get up booty, I'm from the ends. Kjører han som en brand new Benz. Han sa I drive him crazy, but baby I'm not like sense. Yeah. Go stupid, go crazy. Go stupid, go crazy. Go stupid, go crazy. I drive him crazy, but baby I'm newly sense.
Yeah, that's a lot of ass. It's a lot of arse, as we would say here. I thought that was great. I genuinely love the mix of language. The fact that she did that, I think that was very cool. When I see a woman that is able to like be on camera how she was dressed, like I'm quite jealous of that because that freaks me out. But she bodied it and she looks brilliant. Also, towards the end, like the scene at the house when the girls are all there. Listen, I'm a girl. I loved it. Just looking at it and the vibe and everything and her kind of, I don't want to say swag because that feels so 2016, but like her kind of just her like way of moving and chatting, and I thought it was sick.
This one,
how do I say
last
this
one
name?
is Swedish.
Jireel.
Jireel.
Oh, I'm not going to try that. I can't do the thing with my tongue. And this is called MANO. Just off the bat, immediately, one of my favorite kind of visuals to look at is like clips chopped together. And when it's like, you know, either shot on like a handheld camera or like even sometimes on a phone, like I love that kind of lo-fi thing. It might not continue like that, but shout out to Jireel. Because
you nailed it.
Wow.
Trycker på skoten sen
And it just changed.
ringarna flera gamma. Min vän är min bror, min walalo. Backa din rygg som jag Roberto Carlos. Allt som vi kan det är framåt. Få killar spela, de kan nåt. Shuno han spänner sig, tror han är ballo. Har respekt när du pratar med mano. Yeah, jag och min bror kom från ingenting. Så vi passar på för det finns ingen garanti. Fått de leker, de hjälper till. Men när det är dags för hjälp, då de byter fil. Förut det fanns ingen tid, i nutid vill alla de vara vi. Kolla på oss när vi bränner ekonomin. Hade ingenting, nu vi har någonting. Och min guzz blir min guzz, då det postkod vinst. Uppväxt i Hatuti, men jag är stolt för min bror blev skuldfri. Höll på att bli tokig, lärde mig hämta in som bookies. Hon sa oh la 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 la, ta mig och hoppa med dina para. Jag sa bitch, na na na. Trycker på skoten sen vamos, dubblade ringarna för att damo. Min vän är min bror, min walalo. Backa din rygg som jag Roberto Carlos. Allt som vi kan det är framåt. Få killar spela, de kan nåt. Shuno han spänner sig, tror han är ballo. Har respekt när du pratar med mano. Yeah. Trycker på skoten sen vamos, dubblade ringarna för att damo. Min vän är min bror, min walalo. Backa din rygg som jag Roberto Carlos. Allt som vi kan det är framåt. Få killar spela, de kan nåt. Shuno han spänner sig, tror han är ballo. Har respekt när du pratar med mano. Yeah. Har respekt när du pratar med mano. Vadå gangster, vadå vato? Sluta spela som att du är nåt. Du är smula, du är banko. Du är giddy, jag har ingen tid, jag är busy. Money making Jeezy. Första sidan på en tidning, believe me, yeah. Uppväxt i Hatuti, men jag är stolt för min bror blev skuldfri. Höll på att bli tokig, lärde mig hämta in som bookies. Hon sa oh la 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 la, ta mig och hoppa med dina para. Jag sa bitch, na na na. Trycker på skoten sen vamos, dubblade ringarna för att damo. Min vän är min bror, min walla. Roberto Carlos. Allt som vi kan det är framåt. Folk gillar spela, de kan nåt. Shuno han spänner sig, tror han är ballo. Har respekt när du pratar med MANO. Trycker på skoten sen vamos. Dubblade ringarna för att gamo. Min vän är min bror, min walalo. Backa din rygg som jag Roberto Carlos. Allt som vi kan det är framåt. Folk gillar spela, de kan nåt. Shuno han spänner sig, tror han är ballo. Har respekt när du pratar med MANO.
So, I hate the beat, but he made me like the beat. That is where I enjoy auto-tune. Because I'm like, I can hear it, it's there, you're using it, but it's not carrying you through the song. I mean, it might be, he might not be able to sing at all, but it feels like him and the tuner like working together. Melodically great. I thought his like way of moving around the track was sick. I like the video. The video is like fun. But what I will say, like point blank to everybody really, but also just like I feel like guys do it a lot. I see it a lot. Like the videos are becoming samey. I know you've got money. I know you've got chains. I know that you lot can sit on a yacht and drink and, you know, go to these great places, whether it be, in this case, I'm pretty sure it's Dubai or somewhere else. But as a consumer, like, I'm much more interested when you're trying to show something a little bit more personable or just a little bit more interesting. That's why I really enjoyed the kind of home video thing in the beginning, because I'm like, oh, if this is all like this, then me as a fan and as a viewer, I'm going to get an insight into who you are. But I am definitely bored of seeing guys like drink and hang out with girls. As a girl, it's like, it doesn't make me want to watch the video. It makes me want to listen to the song, but not watch the video. And I feel like creating a brilliant video for me is like the most, like one of the most exciting things about making music, like thinking about what's going to go with it. And so I like it a lot, but I always think visually the boys could be doing better.
Jeg kaller han Bluetooth, toppen av Handsfree. Han bruker spytt for den niggeren er nasty. Han vil putte en baby i meg, men han er ensom, så kaller han Terry. Get up booty, I'm from the ends. Kjører han som en brand new Benz. Han sa I drive him crazy, but baby han no license. Fitte er båten er rainy. Sipper på Henny er wavy. Matcher de om med min Fendi.